9 News Plus weather, sponsored by Carrier Colorado. The future of home comfort is here.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and we do have a fairly active next 24 hours or so of weather for us here across the state of Colorado. Probably the highest impact will be tonight into the mountains, where we do look at the potential for snow squalls, especially along north of I-70. If you're planning on using Highway 40 or I-70, get that done during the day today before about 4 or 5 o'clock. Then we'll see some of those snow squalls move their way on through, which means you might be driving along, things looking A-okay, then next thing you know, bam, you go into one of these snow squalls and visibility can go from 10 miles down to under a quarter of a mile within a few minutes. So we'll kind of time this out for you and kind of show you where we could be seeing that highest threat for some of those snow squalls over the next couple of hours coming up here. But first things first, taking a look outside here in Denver, just a few high clouds overhead. And this is a northwest looking view, so that's that next storm system starting to take shape, and you can see it there off in the distance, a few of those high clouds out ahead of our next storm system. And for tonight, we do have the chance for some snow showers here in town as well. It does look to be a lower threat for significant accumulation here in Denver. The highest threat for significant snowfall will be along and north of I-70 into the mountains between about 4 and 9 p.m. this afternoon and tonight. Probably closer to the back end of that time frame, probably closer to about 6, 7 o'clock tonight is when things get really nasty for us into the high country. And then tomorrow, for just about everybody, it is windy and it is cold, but the good news is it's just a one-day cold snap. Winter weather advisory for us includes Highway 40 along north of I-70. As I mentioned, this will be for the flat tops, the elk heads, the parks. Specifically what we're talking about here, if you're heading over Rabbit Ears Pass, this is going to particularly concern you. So Rabbit Ears, avoid that if possible after dark tonight here, folks. Highway 40, you get east of Craig, that's where you're going to be looking at the worst of those conditions later on this afternoon and tonight. So just avoid that area if possible. Again, get that drive done during the day today, you'll be A-okay. It's just more tonight when we see those issues really take shape. HD Doppler showing us some of those high clouds starting to pivot their way on through. There's that main storm system off to our north and west into this would be the Yellowstone National Park area, as well as the Bighorn Mountains of Wyoming, and even the Snowy Mountains there, southern Wyoming. That's where we're going to see some of that snow push its way on in from later on this afternoon and tonight. So the forecast kind of push things ahead. Again, notice how we go from fairly calm, maybe a little bit of light snow around 4 or 5 o'clock, and then bam, 6, 7 o'clock, we're getting that heavy stuff pushing its way into the Yampa Valley, as well as into the flat tops and on south into Kremling and down the Highway 40 corridor, down to the I-70 corridor by about 8, 9 o'clock tonight, and into the Denver area. Our main threat for any accumulating snow will be after 6 p.m. tonight, and I'll have a closer look into that here in just a second. But by tomorrow morning, most of the snow is over and done with. A few leftover snow showers for us into the high country, specifically into the Sangre Cristos and the Wet Mountains. That's where we have the best chance for seeing some of that accumulating snow hanging on for tomorrow morning. Now, closer look in here at the metro area where, again, snow squalls or kind of the higher impact snowfall, there's still a chance for some of that here in town. In fact, I'd still say we got about a 20-30% chance of seeing maybe a quick inch of snow for us here in the Denver area, but it looks like right now to me that the highest chance for that will be east of 225. So the airport, Aurora, that's where you get the best chance at seeing that. And also the Palmer Divide. This will be a system that comes out of the north and out of the west. This is a drawing wind usually for us here in Denver, but we've got a pretty powerful front moving its way out through. That should give us just enough uplift to give us enough upward motion to kind of trigger those snow showers for us here in the Denver area. It's going to be close, but I do think we do get some accumulating snow here in Denver. Again, best chance for some of the higher impact snowfall will be along the Palmer Divide, as well as just to the east of the city. But again, snowfall totals not going to be too impressive from this storm. And I intentionally held off on showing you these snowfall totals until now because the totals, you know, for the mountains getting a 3 to 6 inch snowstorm, this is a walk in the park for us here into the high country. It's not any sort of a significant deal in terms of the snowfall totals. Same for us here in Denver, an inch at the most, probably less than that for us here in town. But again, what I want to emphasize is that all the snow that you're seeing on your screen here is going to come most likely within an hour or two of total time. So this is going to come in a burst, and with that threat, it's going to be snow squalls. And what is a snow squall? We've kind of been talking about this for the last little while. It's a burst of snow and wind. It creates blizzard-like conditions in a short period of time, and it makes travel really, really difficult. That's the kind of main takeaway. It's hard to travel through snow squalls. It just makes, think about a thunderstorm and minus the lightning, and of course you're getting, instead of rain, you're getting a whole lot of snowfall. That's what you basically get with a snow squall. So a thunderstorm in snow version minus the lightning. So that's the way to think of a snow squall. By the way, sometimes you can get lightning within those, but it doesn't look too likely to me, but that's neither here nor there. All right, temperatures. Hey, it's going to be pretty nice in Denver for your day today. So get outside. You got some nice dog walking weather for us today. Tomorrow, not so great. So get that jog, get that outdoor activity done today, ideally, before that front moves its way on through this afternoon and early this evening. And then tonight, that's when things start getting a lot, not only colder, but also a lot windier. We've got a high wind warning on the eastern plains. That will go until about tomorrow afternoon, about 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Could see gusts as strong as 65 miles an hour on the far eastern plains. Then, as you get into northwest Colorado, this is going to be with the initial arrival of that system tonight, so we could see wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour for us in the northwest corner of the state, including Moffett County, and then southwest Colorado, the far southwest corner, could see wind gusts up to 55 miles an hour, wind advisory in place until 8 a.m. tomorrow. So closer look in here at those winds, which will be noticeable once that front moves through again around 6, 7 o'clock tonight here in the Denver area. It's going to be a pretty nice day. Sun goes down, then bam, the front moves through. We'll get a pretty good surge of northerly winds, and about an hour or two after that, we could get that burst of snowfall here in the Denver area. Snowfall totals light, but it could make travel on the slick side for a brief period of time. And then for tomorrow is a cold, windy day, and those winds could howl as strong as maybe 40 miles an hour for us here in Denver. A few spots on the eastern plains as well as into the foothills could see those gusts up to 60, maybe even 65 miles an hour. But then by about sunset on your Thursday, things really dissipate pretty quickly. Closer look in here at the front range. Again, front moves through 6, 7 o'clock. There you see it. And then by about 7, 8, 9 o'clock tonight, those winds will start to really rev up pretty quickly. Could see those gusts on up into the 30, 40 mile an hour range tonight. Winds will probably peak early tomorrow with those gusts that could be as strong as about 40, 50 miles an hour for us in town. So in those foothill favored locations, perhaps as strong as 60 to 65 miles an hour. So kind of sum this up all for you. For today, hey, I know I've been mentioning all this stuff. Hey, today's a really nice day. It's going to be near 50 degrees, lots of sunshine, temperatures a little bit above average for this time of year. And again, the winds will be light until the front moves through, so enjoy the nice weather while you've got it. I went out for a morning jog myself this morning, and the weather, considering it's early February, not too bad for this time of year. A few spots in the southeastern plains may touch 55, 56 for us this afternoon. So again, all around a nice day until, well, yeah, tonight. So for tonight, temperatures will drop down to about 14 degrees. It'll turn windy as well, and there's that potential for a burst of snow between about 6 and 11 p.m. tonight for us here in the Denver area. And then tomorrow, it's a kind of cloudy day. May see some peaks of sunshine towards the afternoon. High temperature right around freezing, and it's going to be consistently windy throughout the day. The winds do not slacken until sunset tomorrow, so we're going to have to wait a little while to get that sunset on into the those lighter winds on into the picture for our day tomorrow. So highs for tomorrow about 20 degrees colder than today's, about 15, 20 degrees colder than today's. Into the high country. You know what? I'll just say this: if you've got plans to ski tomorrow, I would push that back to Friday, because Friday's gonna be a bluebird day. Tomorrow, yeah, it's gonna be windy and highs probably only in the teens. You get up into the ski resorts, you get up a little bit. Highs will probably only be in the single digits. So those winds will be whipping. It's going to be single-digit temperatures. I'm just telling you, it does not look all that pleasant to me for us skiing. If it was me, I would push back a day. But that's totally your decision. All right, 7-day forecast. We do get that one cold day into the picture. Friday, Saturday, we warm things up. Could be near 60 on your Saturday. And then by the end of the weekend, we'll be a bit more seasonal. Temperatures closer to average high, about 45, 46 this time of year. We're going to be in the upper 40s, low 50s for the early part of next week. So quiet weather until the middle of next week. And the middle of next week does look fairly interesting. Wednesday, Thursday. Right now, it's still too far out for much in the way of details. The system may be a little bit too far south for big impacts for us here along the front range, but still a long ways out, 7 days out. Again, getting these forecasts right 1 or 2 days out, as a lot of you know, can be challenging. It's pretty challenging, but 7 days out, I'll just say this, it looks colder, and it looks like we've got the potential for at least some accumulating snow here in the Denver area for the middle part of next week. All right, with that in mind, here's what 6 p.m. looks like in Denver right now. We got that complete darkness right now. In 2 weeks, we're going to get a little bit of that kind of hint of twilight. And about a month from now, we're going to have our first 6 p.m. or later sunset. And 2 months from now, we're going to be talking about 7:30 sunsets. And we're gaining more than 2 hours of sunlight per day. So I always like to end things on some sort of an optimistic note. There's your happy note there. Our first 5:30 p.m. or later sunset of the year coming up on Friday, 2 days from now. And those first 6 p.m. or later sunsets just around the corner. And then on March the 12th, we go just a few days later because of daylight saving time. We'll go to our first 7 p.m. or later sunset. So again, these kind of cold, dark, midwinter days, we're getting closer and closer to losing those. And I don't think anybody complaining about that. So again, kind of rehash things. One, threat for snow squalls along and north of I-70, in particular between about 4 and 9 p.m. tonight. I would say 6, 7 o'clock looks to be that main time window for those. Avoid Rabbit Ears Pass tonight. Denver area, we'll see a pretty nice day overall. Then about 6, 7 o'clock, that front pushes its way on through. We'll see those winds kind of crank up, and about an hour or two later, about 7, 8 o'clock or so tonight, we'll get a burst of snow that'll slide its way down the urban corridor. Could see as much as an inch of snow, but for the most part, I think those totals will stay under an inch for us here in town. But again, could make travel pretty slick. Then tomorrow it's just kind of cloudy and cold and windy. It's a nasty day tomorrow overall. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, looking great, even Tuesday next week. So we got a nice stretch of weather before perhaps some activity for the middle part of next week. Meteorologist Greg Perez right over there. He'll have an update for you coming up at 9 News at noon, as well as right here on 9 News Plus at 2 p.m. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin's in at 4 and 5, and then Meteorologist Lauren Robinson is in at 6, 9, and 10 tonight on the 9 News Family Network. So we've got a big weather team that is tracking all this active weather for you right here on 9 News and 9 News Plus. Once again, I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus, and have a great rest of your Wednesday.